Hello and welcome to the Photogrammetry course. This is the first tutorial and this will serve two main purposes. So first of all, we will talk about the homework assignments so that you know where you can find them, how it is handled and where you have to submit it and stuff like this. And the second thing is we will make sure that you all have installed Python and all the other software and that you can also handle it. Okay. If you have any questions, please ask us. So you can use the chat and you can also unmute yourself. So that you know this. As you may noticed, this course will be mainly in English. So let's try to communicate as much as possible in English. But if you have a question you cannot ask in English, then it's also totally fine if you ask it in German. Just to clarify this, I will also record this session. So I will record my screen and my voice. So even if you talk, you're not in the video. So you can be free in this regard. And let's start. So first of all the assignments must be implemented in Python 3. So I know that you have already coded in MATLAB and in Java, and I think it is not very hard to switch now to Python. So we will have now this week and the next week for introducing you to Python. We have some lectures. I hope you saw already some of them. And also the next exercises will teach you the basic Python. Basic Python. Good. For the assignments. The assignments will cover the topics which have been discussed in the lectures. So this is kind of clear. I hope all of you know where to find the lectures. So we have here our website. You can maybe go onto it, and then you see here ordered by the week all the lectures, all the links to the YouTube video, and also the assignments and the tutorials. So please check this out. And then you can watch the lectures at any time you want. The submission for the assignments will be in groups of 2 students. So please search for a partner. Not now, but after the session maybe. And the homework assignments are given out via eCampus, and you also have to submit them on eCampus. So this is as usual, I think, and every assignment has a fixed submission date. I think this should be kind of clear. For getting access to the final examination, you need 50% of the points in total. So in this term and also in the next term. I think this is very doable, and if you watch the lectures and do the exercises, should be fine. Very important, we have 0 tolerance for plagiarism. So as Cyril already mentioned, so if you copy stuff from another group, then you will lose the access to the final examination as well as the partner and the persons you have copied from. So copying the assignments is not a solution. If you have any problems, please talk to us. If you need more time, or I don't know, you forgot to submit it or things like this, then talk to us and don't copy the assignments. Okay, now we have also the tutorials. So the tutorials are here to support you. So usually you will come here in these tutorials and ask the questions about either the homework assignments or the course material, and then we will answer hopefully all of them. And an exception to this are now this tutorial and the next one, so next Wednesday I think, so the 15th. There we have, as you can see, some slides, and we will do some hands-on live coding session with you. But yeah, there's no duty to attend. If you think you can spend your time better anywhere else, feel free. So you don't have to join the meetings. Okay, now let's come to the live coding. So are up to now any questions? So please write now something. If you have questions, if not, totally fine. You can also talk to us. Anything regarding the tutorials? Okay. I think, okay, how many assignments are there? We have, so it will be something, one assignment every 1 or 2 weeks. So something like 8, 7, 9 assignments, so roughly. So it's not totally prepared everything, but this is something you can, we will think of. Anything else? If this is not the case, we will now go to Python. So, has anyone installed Anaconda on their PC, notebook, whatever? So is there anyone who has not installed it? If you don't right now anything, then I think you already have installed it, and we will continue with the live coding session. And yeah, okay, I think everyone has installed it. Just to have it in the recording for installing it, just click here on the website from Anaconda. Then you go down, choose your operating system. So mine is Linux, yours is probably Windows. Then you can download the Python 3.7 version. And then, yeah, if you have downloaded it, run the executable. No, this was the wrong one. Run the executable, then just follow the steps, agree to the user license, installation type, the installation directory, and yeah. Here's also an installation guide. I have already sent it to you via mail, so seems that everyone has done this. Okay, so to write the code, we could either use just a normal text editor, but we will run our stuff in Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook has the benefit that we can write our code, also visualize it, write the code, and have also some text styles. So yeah, it's quite handy, and you need just this one thing and nothing else. So that's why we have chosen this. It will run interactively in your browser. So yeah, for opening Jupyter Notebook, you can either just search for Jupyter Notebook. So on Windows you can do it in your search it for in the apps, and you can also search for Anaconda Navigator. So now let's try to open this. So we will open an Icona Navigator. So just search for an Icona Navigator. And I will do this in Linux with the terminal, but this should not. Don't be afraid of that. Okay, please open it now. Has anyone opened an Icona Navigator? Or has anyone not yet done this? Okay, I hope everyone has now opened this. So we can see here a lot of other stuff. So we don't care about this. We just care about Jupyter Notebook. So to start Jupyter Notebook, we now click here on Launch. Press Launch now. And then it will open a web page for us in which we can see our home directory. So this should be just for you it's probably the user folder. So let's see, here I'm in the home directory, so your case your user folder, and then these are just the folders and everything which is in there. Let's create a new folder first. So we go here on New, then click on Folder, and then we have now here something which is called Untitled Folder. So then we can click here to rename, and then we go up, and then here we have rename. Then we can have something like, I don't know, Photogrammetry. Tutorial. Rename it. And then we see, okay, we have this folder now here. Could anyone follow me? So has anyone now a folder, whatever it is called, in which we want to save our projects? Okay, so now we go on this folder, and then we see the notebook list is empty. So what we now have to do is to create a new notebook, and then we can start coding. So for creating a new notebook, we go again on New, and then we have here something which is called Python 3. So please create now a new notebook. Everyone got this? Okay, perfect. The hardest part is done. So now we will rename our notebook. So for this we just click here on the untitled, and then we say, I don't know, tutorial 00 or whatever, and then press rename, and we have successfully changed our file name. Perfect. Good. Now in Jupyter Notebook we have something which is called cells. You probably know this because I have sent you the link for the Jupyter Notebook tutorial, but yeah, just a short reminder. These cells are here to structure your code. So we can split up our code into multiple cells, and when we want to run our code, we have to run at least one cell. We can also run multiple cells, but yeah, at least one cell, so keep that in mind. For the cells, we have two modes. First of all, which we can see here, in blue is the comment mode. In this mode you can add new cells or rearrange them or delete cells or run the code or all this kind of stuff. So let's first insert a new cell, and for this we go here and insert, and then press insert cell above or below. So let's do it below, why not? And then we have inserted this cell. If we want to delete this cell, we can go on edit and then delete cells, and if we click on it, it's gone. So for all of you who like keyboard shortcuts, you can also press H. You can only do this in the command mode, and then you see all these shortcuts. So if we look, for example, for insert cell above or insert cell below, we can press A or B. Okay, you can have a look at it if you like shortcuts. Otherwise, you can also do everything here. So if we now press here A, then we create a cell above. So the next mode is the edit mode. If we want to write our code or some text or whatever, then we have to enter the edit mode. Entering the edit mode is done by pressing enter. This is quite intuitive. And now we can write our code. So can everyone enter the edit mode now? So just press enter or click into the cell, and then we can write our first famous print out hello world. So now we write print and then open the round brackets, and then with a quote sign we can now write hello world. Okay. Has anyone questions to this? Is anyone able to do this? Has anyone problems? Okay. Am I too slow? Am I too fast? Please, just tell me. So I can also just repeat it. But it will also be uploaded. So if you have any questions, you can just look it up again. Now we have wrote our first code, so we want to run it now. For this, we can press here run, and then what we see here, below we see everything which we wanted to print out. So now is this hello world. Another thing is now we are in the edit command mode. You can see it here because it's blue and not green anymore. You can also go here on cell and do run cells. You see here the iteration is counted up, and you can do also other stuff like run all or run all above or run all below, whatever you want. So run it, And so good. Now let's enter the edit mode again. So if you're in the comment mode, you press enter or click into it. And then if you want to leave it, you can just press escape. So escape and enter. You can enter and escape from the edit in command mode. Perfect. So now let's go in the command mode again. So press escape and add a cell above. So we can just press now A or go on insert cell above. And now go here. And now we want maybe something like a text. So maybe a nice headline, or I don't know, a task description, or you have to answer something. Then we can not only have the cell type as a code, you can also here on this menu you can also select something which is called markdown, which is basically just a text, but it will be converted in HTML, and yeah, it looks a little bit more nice. For this we can write now our text here. So if you are in the edit mode, if not, just press enter and then write your text here. And if we want something like a headline, then we can do a hash and then write our headline. If we want something like a smaller headline, then we have here a smaller headline. Nope. So if you do multiple hash, then you can decrease the font size of the text. So let's do here a smaller headline. Okay. Sometimes it is maybe beneficial to also give something like a list. For this we can just enumerate. So if we do first, then we have here maybe the first item, then press enter, we have the second item, and then maybe we want something like a sub item, or I don't know, then we can also do here, press tab, or and then we can, for example, make this minus sign, and then have here a sub item. Then we can run the cell again. So we just press on cells, run cells, or here on run, and then we see it looks like this. So yeah, quite beautiful, I would say. Now you can answer all the theoretical questions for your homework assignments or write something, whatever you want. Okay, so these are the cell types you will deal the most with. Good. If you want to save your project, please click save. This was already. This will also be done every 2 minutes, I think. Okay. Are up to here any questions? So could everyone follow? Is there anything you want to talk about? Please say now something. Could everyone run this small example? Okay, I guess so. So let's continue. So maybe we want to code something which is a little bit better than just printing out hello world. So maybe we want maybe a variable. So let's create a, and then a is equal to, I don't know, 2, and then we create b, which is, I don't know, 5.6, whatever you want. And yeah, like in MATLAB, you can now just say c is equal to a plus b, and if we want to print out the result, we say again print, then have maybe something like c is, and then c, and now we can run the cells again. So press run cell, and c is 7.6. So yeah, nice to know. The next thing we will talk about is lists. So maybe you have some multiple objects, you want to arrange them or sort them or whatever, then you can create lists. So for a list you can do, let's first create a variable, so let's call it L, and then with the square brackets we will define the list. So now we can have here something maybe like 1, then maybe we want B in it here, then we can also put a text here, and yeah, whatever you want, maybe a float value. So the list is not bound to any type, you can put in here everything you want. So now let's run the code, pressing for example Ctrl Enter, or go here on run or on cell, and now we see nothing, so let's also print the list. So what we do is print and then just L. What you can see here is the list and all the entries. Okay, but maybe you just want to print the first item. So now what we can do is access the list by open the square bracket again, and then we can exit it by the index. So be aware that the index will start with 0 and not with the 1. So it is more like in Java and not like in MATLAB. So we now print this, Ctrl Enter again. We see we get the 1 from here. If we want to have something like the 3, so 0, 1, 2, 3, we get the last item. Now press Ctrl Enter, we get the 4.6. If we want the last item, we could also do just a -1. So just do -1, run the code again, and yeah, we get 4.6. So with a minus, you go backwards. Alright, so maybe we want to print out the list, but not from the front to the end, maybe the other way around. So what we can do is we can define the start. Okay, we want to start by 0 again, then the end, and then the step width is -1 in this case, and then control, nope, this is not right. Wait. So like this. So we say these double points say that we want to go through the whole list, but with a step width -1. So this is always, here is always the start, here is the end, and then here is the step width. So, and yeah, as you can see, we have now the list in the reverse order. You can also say something like, okay, you go from the second item to the second last item, and this is just 5.6, but you can also go to the last two items, and okay, are there any questions to indexing lists? So if this is not the case, then we can continue. So now we have this list, and maybe we want to do some operation on all the elements, or just to print out all the elements one by one. Then we can do a for loop over the list. So for this we have now two options. First of all, we do it by an index, and for this we need to now all the indexes. So for this we now need the range of the length, and this we can, so the length of the list. So let's say length is equal to length, which will give us the length, and then from L, and let's print this out. Now we can all press Ctrl Enter or run the cell again, and we no, this is not right. We do here length, and then run the cell again, and we see it has a length of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. If we now want to do a for loop, we just write for, and then the variable, so let's call it I, and then in which range it is. So we say in, and then range of, we could say 4 or length, whatever you want, and then you need to here a colon, and then when we now press enter, we will we can specify what we want to do in the for loop. So let's say we want to just print out L from I, then we can run this code by just pressing Ctrl Enter, and as expected we get this here. We can also print out the index, Ctrl Enter again, and as you can see, when we go here from the range from 4, we get 0, 1, 2 and 3. So the list will start with a 0 and end with an n-1. Good. Now we can do here all the other stuff. Maybe we want in the end something like we want to print out finish or something like this, and now run this. We will see, okay, it is doing it every time, so we are still in the for loop. How can we end it? It's not like in MATLAB where we can write end, or if you have Java you do the brackets. In Python everything is done by the indents. So if we now go here and then press Shift Tab, or just remove with the backspace, remove the tabs sign, and we are out of the for loop. So be careful with it. And now we can press Ctrl Enter again, and as we see, okay, we print here the index and at the end finish. Okay, any questions regarding this? Good. Anyone follow me? Am I too fast? Please write it now. But maybe it's also too easy for you, but yeah. Good. So now let's press Shift Enter. Then we will run the code and go directly in the next cell, or yeah, run cells and select below, or run cells and insert below. And now we can also access the items of the range, not over the index, but directly over the item. So we are not interested in the index, right? So what we also can do, we can directly say for I, or let's call it item, in, and then directly L, and then print L item. Then if we now run this, what we can see is, okay, as here we print out the elements, but yeah, it's not with the index, so you directly get the item. This is maybe a shorter version of this one here. So if you're interested in the index, you should do it with the range and then over the length. But if you're just interested in the item, then you can also do it like this. So now questions or anything clear? Good. So what we also can do is something like, so let's make a new cell, insert cell below. We can change the values of the list. So let's take the first element, which is a 0, and set it to, I don't know, 20. Then we run this, and when we now print the list, then we see, okay, the first thing is now 20. We can now also run this code here again by just pressing Ctrl Enter, and now we see also here it is changed. And same here, also here it is changed. So be aware that the order matters. So if you want to submit your homework, always go here and go and run all first, so that you're sure that when we run it, that we get the same results as you do. And yeah. Good. The next very useful thing to do is a function. So now let's make a new cell, and let's define a function. So for defining a function, we have the keyword def. Now we have the function name, and then let's say compute the sum. Now in the round brackets we have the attributes, so let's say we want to have A and B, and now again the column and everything which is indented by 4 white spaces will be now in the function. So let's say we want to return, we first want to print something, so let's say we want to print sum of then maybe A and B is, and then you can also do here just A plus B. And then we want to return A plus B. So you don't have to specify it in the front, so it's not like in MATLAB. So if you want to return something, yeah, you can just return it here. You could also add multiple stuff, so maybe we want to return A plus B, then A and B. So you can return everything you want. Good. Now we can run this by pressing run. And we want to call it now. So let's say compute sum of, I don't know, 5 and 3. Press Ctrl Enter, run the cell, and the sum of 5 and 3 is 8. Yeah, sounds reasonable. And you can also see it here. So if we now have here something like sum, yeah. All right. We can also, what we also can do is have here something like a string. So let's say we have a 5 and just 3 as a string. Then when we run it now, you get 53. So if we sum up a string, then it will just concatenate it. So yeah. Let's say hello world again. Sum of hello and world is hello world. Yep, perfect. So there's also something which is called an autocompletion. So you have a function, but there's questions. Are there differences? No. So you can do either. So the question was if there are differences between something like this or something like this. You can also test it. So let's say for having something like a Boolean, so comparing something, we can do a double equal sign. So when we have now hello and we see this is the same. So you can either do hello with the one quote or with double. Okay. Now let's get back to alt completion. So maybe we have a lot of functions, but we don't know what it is called, or maybe we have a very long function name like compute sum of A and B, or I don't know. So to write this all the time is maybe a little bit nasty. So, oh, what is this? Okay, we have to first define it here and run this again. So what we can do now is say, okay, we know it's started with com or with compute or whatever, and then we can press tab. So if we press tab now, then this will open up us this, and we can see here, okay, we have previously defined compute sum, so this is here, and also compute sum of A and B. Okay, and then when we press enter, we see now this. But now we have something, we don't know exactly, okay, what kind of input parameters does we need. So for this we can press shift and tab, and then it will open us the docstring of our function. So compute sum of A and B, and we see, okay, it needs A and it needs B. Okay, for this, let's make a comment here. Docstring by shift plus tab. All right. We go in here again, press shift and tab, and yeah, the docstring. So we don't know actually what there is going on. So what the function is doing, maybe we know it from the function name, but yeah, we're kind of guessing. So maybe it is a good idea to write something more useful. So for this we can go in the function again. Please go up and then press enter. Then we can add this 3 times, press enter, and then in this here we can define our docstring. So maybe we want to write computes the sum of A and B. So now when we run this again and go down here, we can press shift and tab, and we see, okay, we have now the documentary. So it's, yeah, very nice to document your code. It can also help you a lot, especially if you have some bigger projects than just one homework assignment. Good. Are there any questions to this? If not, then okay, we cannot run this because we need here A and B, so okay, good. Then we want to insert a new cell, and yeah, very important. You will get from us in the homework assignment something like a Jupyter notebook, yeah, just a notebook, and then there is something like a task. So we have here some markdown, then there is a task, and then they say what you want to, what you should do. So do stuff, I don't know, and then there will be below a cell. So Let's create one below, and then here you can write your code. So this is how we will organize it. So you don't get a PDF or something like this. You just get one Jupyter notebook file and can then solve everything in it. You have the tasks in it, and yeah, just answer it. And yeah, maybe we can also do it now. So are there any questions to Python coding? Do you need to, or do you want to see something else? If not, then we will go now to eCampus. Okay, then you download the exercise. For this you can go on exercises. Then there will be at some point the website, but it's pretty slow. Yeah, but I think you know how you can download the exercise. So go in here, and then there will be the file. Hopefully, at some point. Yeah, perfect. And then yeah, you can download it here. Then you have it in your download folder, and then we have to open this. So for this, let's close our tutorial. So we go press just on the dashboard, and we are now on the on the folder menu again, and then okay, I go just on downloads, and now here I find my the downloaded version. So, and this is how the first exercise looks like. So we have given you here some headers when you have to hand it in, when is the submission date, and then we have here the tasks. So the first task will be define two variables x and y and compute their division and sum. So, and then here you get the cells, and then here you can write your answer. Okay, so this is how you just fill in the kind of template, the template version of the file. Good. Very important. The first thing you should do is always rename this here. So for us it would be probably Weiler and Wiesmann, and then press rename, and then yeah, write all your code in here. There are also some theoretical questions, and then yeah, you can click in here and then write your text here. Good. Before you submit your homework, please make sure to go here on cell and then do run all, so that it is running all through, and yeah, from the beginning to the end. So this is kind of important. And then yeah, you can go to your file, downloads, and then yeah, just zip it and submit it to eCampus. This should be as usual. Good. Yeah, here's also, you also have to print out all important results, but this should be clear. Good. Are there any open questions? Do you want to see something? Do you want something to know? Or is there any open question regarding the exercise, Python, whatever? Then please talk now. or write, whatever you want. Okay. Seems like this is not the case. Good. If you have a Mac, then when you press here on download, there's maybe in the end something like ipynb.txt. So if you want to open it in Jupyter Notebook, then just remove the text in the end. So this is maybe an error for all the people which use Mac. For Windows it should be fine, and for Linux as well. Good. If you have any questions to the homework assignments or to the lectures, then please mail us. So you can find the mail on our website, or I also wrote it down in eCampus. And yeah, we have also the tutorials. So the next tutorial will also be an online live coding tutorial, and then we will get you into the basics of NumPy and all the computer vision stuff. But yeah, this will be next week. Please watch the lectures, and we have already uploaded the first exercise, so you can start with this. And after the next tutorials, the tutorials will be as mentioned, that you can just ask your questions and we will answer them. Okay. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Then speak up now. Okay, if this is not the case, then I would say we close this meeting now. And see you all next meeting. And if you have any questions, please write us a mail or wait for the tutorials.